We're going to make some more money here on Thursday Night Football. Last week, Mason, we bet on the Seahawks and Cardinals game. You went 2 for 3 in your bets. Got another NFC West showdown for you guys this week between 2, 3, and 1 teams in the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. And Mason, right now, the 49ers are 6.5-point dogs. This is a lot closer earlier on in the week where it was 3.5 points the Rams were favored by.
Yeah, and we wrote about this on Monday over in our article that highlights which lines are going to move during the week. So make sure you guys go check that out. This is one we were hammering. Some books had the presence of mind to open it at about 3.5. If you were sneaky and you were quick, you could get it at 3, which is where we're sitting in a lot of places for that. By Monday morning, it had moved up to 4.5. By Monday afternoon, 5.5. And now it's sitting at 6.5. All with the news that Brock Purdy and Ricky Pearsall are likely questionable and potentially going to miss this one on a short week.
Yeah, as a Brock Purdy manager in fantasy football, I'm not very happy about that. But let's go over the trends for this game right now. Obviously, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, two of the brightest offensive minds that we have in the NFL right now. And both of them are hired at the exact same time, too.
Yeah, and they have a long history, obviously, as, colleagues and opponents. They've been coaching against each other for quite a number of years. 7 of their 17 matchups have been decided by 3 or fewer points. So this becomes hotly contested games every time these two hit the field. Shanahan holds the edge in this one. He's 10-7 straight up and against the spread, 6-3 straight up and against the spread in LA. Wow. So he has McVay's number on their home field. Now, granted, sometimes that home field advantage in LA is a little wishy-washy, but they're confident that they're getting that back this year. McVay's been pushing back, though, as of recently. The Rams have wins in their last 3, all as dogs, and they've struggled a little bit as the favorite, though. The last time they were favored, Week 8 of 2022, and that was a game that they lost 14-31. They are just 2-8 against the spread as the favorite in San Francisco.
Yeah, absolutely. So, obviously, the Rams are doing a pretty good job this year. The 49ers doing a decent job even with all the injuries this year, too, Mason. But what about this matchup this year? Like, what should we know going into this game between the 49ers and the Rams?
Well, their metrics against the spread look a little bit different. The Rams are really strong. They're 3-1. They're 3-0 as favorites, 2-0 at home. Their only failed cover was at Philly, versus that blocked field goal. But in a way, the bad luck sort of washed out with that A.D. Mitchell fumble at the goal line last week. So everything always comes back to the median there. And, the 49ers, they're 2-2 against the spread, 2-0 on the road. But this is their first game as a dog. So it's going to be sort of a test for them in another light. They also have failed to cover their last 2, which have been pretty narrow spreads, versus the Jags, versus the Cards. Both those games were at home. And, the biggest piece here is that injuries are really dampening this team's potential. They're still staying afloat, but no Brandon Ayuk, no George Kittle, no Joey Bosa, and now Brock Purdy. Nick Bosa, excuse me. No Brock Purdy now. Ricky Pearsall banged up. Jawan Jennings banged up. So it's just not a great look for them. And that's really come off with some inconsistencies in their game. I mean, they're a well-coached team, but cohesion continues to kind of be an issue. They're struggling a bit running the ball. They're 29th in PFF rushing grade, 31st in yards per carry. They're supplementing that a bit with the short passing game, and they're throwing the ball decently well because of it. They're top 5 in EPA plus percentage and successful play rate. They have the highest combined passer rating on throws shorter than 10 yards down the field. So that's a pretty good look for them to sort of stay on schedule. The issues come when they get behind schedule and they're trying to push the ball downfield, particularly when it comes to turnovers. And we'll get more into that a little bit later. If we go to the other side of the ball, the Rams, they're looking elite in pretty much every facet of the game right now, besides maybe special teams to some degree. They're first in team offensive grade at 82.6, second in team defense grade at 81.0. 3 of the top 15 highest graded players on either side of the ball play for the LA Rams.
Wow.
So that's pretty incredible. You got Puka Nacua, Matthew Stafford, Jared Verse, obviously all very elite players. Our guys, Trevor Sikkema and Dalton Wasserman, they hit the nail on the head. Puka Nacua might be the best player in football. His MVP odds continue to shorten. So, we're moving the lines there in that regard. The Achilles heel, though, has obviously been the Rams' pass protection.
Yeah.
They have struggled mightily in pass protection, to say the least. They're 31st in team pass blocking grade at 38.3. They've allowed a pass rush win above 50, or a pass rush win rate above 50% every single week this year. Week 1, it was 94% against the Texans.
Yikes.
Last week against a Colts team that struggled a bit to rush the passer, they allowed a 73% pass rush win rate. So it's been a tough look. 27 total pressures last week versus the Colts. That's tied for the most in any single game this season. Over 55% pressure rate, 16.3% knockdown rate. So Stafford's been taking some licks, and he's done well to mitigate those pressures. Fifth or top 5 in fastest time to throw at 2.55. But I do have some concerns of how he can hold up throughout the season if he continues to take a beating like that. The back issue in camp is the big worry there.
So it sounded like you were all over the Rams when they were -3, -3.5. Now that they're -6, -6.5, -7 in some books too, are you taking that still, or what are you going to do here?
I mean, this sort of is a great exercise in why the opening line value is so important, Max, because at 6.5, while there's potential there for the Rams to take this, like we said at the top of the show, a lot of these games are hotly contested, especially divisional games with these two teams. So I'm sort of staying away from it at 6.5, but that's why you guys need to get in on our Bet Before the Lines Move article every Monday morning between me and Judah Fork Gang. That's a great piece. We've seen a lot of movement there and a lot of success there. So make sure you guys go check that out. Shop early, shop often.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure you guys get your bets in early in the week. I know a lot of you, including myself, love to bet NFL football at Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern time, just trying to get it in right before the games. It's not the smartest way to bet, though. You want to bet as early as possible when those lines first come out. So check out that article every Monday. We are still going to give you picks, though, for this game. We're not going to just avoid everything and fence it everywhere, Mason. So before we get to that, I want to remind you guys, PFF Plus is 25% off right now. You can use the promo code PFF NFL Show 25 to get PFF Plus 25% off. And we're not only doing betting previews for Thursday Night Football, we got betting previews for the entire NFL slate with our PFF NFL betting show that's hosted by Ben Lindsay, Mason Cameron, and Judah Fork Gang every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. It is a great resource to get the best bets in every week. You just hit a beautiful same game parlay. What was it 37-1? You hit
37-1. Yeah.
Awesome. Judah hit one that was 70-1. Ben is very close to hitting his same game parlay too. So if you want to make some serious money this year, check out that betting show every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. All right. So we're avoiding the game market bet, but I'm still making you give me 3 picks for this game. What's your favorite bet of the Thursday Night Football?
So, and we talked about it earlier again with the Rams issue in pass pro. So I'm actually liking Bryce Huff here to go over either a quarter a sack or 1+ sack. It really depends on where you can get it from your book. As of right now, lines haven't quite dropped for some defensive props, so we don't have a price on that one yet, but it is something that you can look for and target as the markets become open. If you can get it at a good price, I would definitely jump on that, because a big issue with their pass pro has been Rob Havenstein, who nagging ankle injury, it's sort of leading to more issues for him in pass protection, particularly 47.2 PFF pass blocking grade. That's 57th out of 71 tight ends. Last week, he allowed a pressure rate of 20%. He had 9 pressures. That's tied for the most by any O lineman this year, any O tackle this year. And the 49ers have struggled to generate pressure. I know last week was a tough look for them. Without Nick Bosa, it's sort of been a back and forth for them. But they did play a top 3 pass blocking team last week in the Jags. So I think we should see that sort of boost a little bit this week. The opportunity's there for Huff. He has to step up for this unit or they really won't do long to survive. Top 10 in PFF pass rushing grade for him, 88.6, and a top 10 pass rush win rate for him at 23.9. 2 sacks on the year. So I really like his opportunity to beat Havenstein on the right side there. He's frequently on both sides, so it really just depends on where they game plan for him. But I think that the smart approach would be for them to rush him off of the defensive left side.
I love the sack prop bet. You don't see that often in the best bets of the week, but I love Bryce Huff over 0.25 sacks too. So, yeah, he's a great player. And against the Rams offensive line that you mentioned, it's the second worst pass blocking grade in the entire NFL right now. Could be an opportunity for him to at least get one sack in this game against the Rams. What is your final favorite bet of Thursday Night Football?
So, big shout out to our guy Dalton. We were talking about this one earlier, but I'm really loving what Kyren Williams can do in this one. Over 66.5 rushing yards, 67 depending on where you can get it. The Rams, they're really strong blocking for the run, and that's a big change from how they are in pass protection. They're second in team run blocking grade, 77.3, and Kyron's playing pretty well because of it. He has the 5th highest rushing grade in the NFL through the first month of the season, 79.6. 75 plus yards in back-to-back games. Just under this line in his first 2 games, but he's trending in the right direction. And the Rams just sort of struggle against the run. That dates back to last year. They made some improvements to their personnel in that regard in the offseason. It hasn't really netted great results for them as of yet. Last week, Travis Etienne had 124 on the ground. And the biggest struggle for them is they're still not defending outside zone very well at all. They allowed 6.5 yards per carry. That's dead last in the NFL. They have the 3rd highest success rate allowed at 43.5%. And the lowest run defense grade at 38.9, and that's all on outside zone concepts. And the Rams can attack them with that. McVay's sort of a wizard. He moved away from that outside zone game a lot last year, more gap and man concepts, and now this year they're back into it. They're running more outside zone, top 8 in the NFL in zone percentage at 36%. And Kyren Williams on outside zone, he has been incredible, which is also a bit of a trend breaker there for them. 86.3 rushing grade on outside zone runs is first in the NFL. He has 5.5 yards per carry on those.
Yeah, you look at the screen right there, you could see that Kyren Williams has gone over this number in 7 of his last 10 games, and you said it, just barely under that number in the first 2 games of the year. I mean, this is a guy that does a great job in outside zone, like you mentioned before. The Rams, while their pass protection isn't great, you can see on the screen too, they have the 2nd best run blocking grade from the offensive line this season too. So I like Kyren Williams a lot as well to go over this number. So you got it from Mason right there. The best bets for Thursday Night Football are Bryce Huff to get over 0.25 or over half a sack, wherever you can get it at, and then Kyren Williams to go over 66.5 rushing yards. A ton of overs. I'm sure the audience will love to hear that, Mason. But a great Thursday Night Football game we've got between 2, 3, and 1 teams in the 49ers and Rams. And we're going to make a lot of money on Thursday Night Football. For Mason Cameron, I'm Max Chadwick. We'll see you guys next week for our best Thursday Night Football bets.